Hi guys, happy Father's Day to all of the wonderful, amazing fathers out there today, and happy Father's Day to all the fur fathers. So, I hope you guys have an incredibly amazing day. So, anyways, I have been reading quite a bit The Secret History of Lucifer, which I think is incredible. Somebody mentioned that to me. Thank you. Thank you. That is the most amazing, incredible book that I have sunk my teeth into so far. So, this is kind of part 2 of why I think the Bible, the roles should be reversed. So, alright. Where do I want to begin? Where do I want to begin? The kingdom of heaven. Where is it? Is it up there? Is it here? Down here? Where is it? It's inside of you. It's inside of you. Now, as far as what I've gathered from what I've read, what I've really what rung true to me was that Jesus's history, his teen years, how he traveled in India and was a yogi and practiced Buddhism and yoga and went around teaching it to everybody, which would be a very alchemical process. So really he was an alchemist and actually transmuting the negativity into positivity. So, taking your base metal, transforming it into light, from darkness to light, from darkness to light, and it's just seriously incredible. I am blown away by it. They're like revelations that just in your mind. It's just incredible. Just seriously incredible. And the fact that, though I can't say for sure if it was a fact or not, but it rings true to me, and this is what I believe, what I personally believe, the afterlife. What you believe is where you're going to go. Simple. Very simple. So, that's pretty much no such thing as hell. There's no devil or Satan. It's just a history book of that time. And I just think it's incredible. It is so incredible to actually wake your mind up, and actually see that firsthand, to really experience that within yourself, that alchemical process. The merging of the feminine and the masculine, because in the beginning God was both. He was a hermaphrodite, whereas the angels, I believe, actually created him. So that's a very different, interesting viewpoint. So you can really seriously take it a lot of ways, huge different directions on where you could take that. But I thought it was incredible. As far as the Garden of Eden, I think the Garden of Eden is paradise. When you alchemically, there's sex, there's love, there's lust. So you have got to have a balance between the two. I personally, after reading and researching, and coming to my own conclusions and my own revelations, I kind of come to the realization that there's nothing wrong with the lustful thoughts and ideas and, all that good stuff. But if you do it just because I kind of think that there's not actual love within the act, then you spiritually start to die, if that makes sense. So it makes sense to me. I don't know if it's going to make sense to you guys. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, but I don't care. I just think it's really cool, a really different way of viewing Jesus. 5 a.m. woke up very early, 5 a.m. And I actually watched quite a few documentaries on the lost teachings of Jesus, just everything, how he was a mystic, and how he taught yoga, and just all this information and this amazing stuff. And then going back to Lucifer. Lucifer and Jesus are the same being with two different names. The Bible does not mention Satan or the devil at all. Not at all. Lucifer. Well, Jesus describes himself as the morning star, the light bringer. So we have Lucifer, who is also the morning star, or the light bringer. So when the sun rises, like today, came up the east, and you can actually see that star, and I just think it's incredible. It's just incredible. So I think Lucifer and Jesus are one being. I don't know where they got the devil from. Everything was just basically misinterpreted, mistranslated. Everything's ridiculous. So, but that was their account of that time. Nobody wanted to take responsibility for their own actions. If you were, let's say, where was I going? Where was I going with this? I don't know where I was going with that. I'm very tired, but it was very interesting, a very interesting video to actually read, and to actually awaken the Christ consciousness, because God did make us in his image, so we are a part of him, or both. It's masculine and feminine. Yes, God is both. Source, spirit, God, goddess. So he can't really take any kind of shape or form, because he is so distant, the Christian God. So I just thought that was very interesting, very cool to read, and really actually come to those revelations myself, which is very, very cool. It's freeing, very freeing, very freeing. And just the metaphors are just very fun to, explore and look at, and just read between the lines. Really read between the lines. But I really think, I really honestly think with all my being that Lucifer and Jesus are the one and the same. One and the same. Which is incredible. Very incredible. So. Yes, I think I have cracked ribs. I am actually bound. I am like wrapped. So I think I have cracked ribs from coughing so much, but... So last night I had more visions of Lucifer, or Jesus. And it was like a disciplinary action. So I'm seeing my short stories, the lust, all of that kind of take a turn for the better. You have got to have love within your lustful actions in order for it to transform you, because that is what you do. When you arise, when you get aroused and you don't ejaculate, that is considered a white tantric, is what I believe I read or listened to. So considering, and then being, you have to, if you ejaculate on yourself, then you have to go and bathe in the water to kind of cleanse yourself again. So that was a very interesting thing that I found. Don't know about that. It's very interesting, very symbolic. I'm actually gonna start reading the Bible again. And I just think it's going to be a better story. I just think everything's going to be so much better in the book than just, knowing that these things are all metaphors. There's so much taken out, just so much is taken out, and it's just terrible, very terrible that, they had to do that, just because of, that time. They didn't, they saw the Romans and the Greeks practicing homosexuality because it was natural, nature. It's common, it's in nature. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not forbidden, it's not against God. So yes, two people coming together in love. It's amazing. I just think that is incredible. One incredible, just, it was, yes, like a revelation again, like I said before. Too incredible, so, I don't know, it brought more love into my heart, and just, it made me feel better, a lot better, so, yeah, that's kind of my interpretation of what I've read, and what I have gathered from 5 o'clock this morning until now. Yes, I have been researching and doing all this all morning. But I just think it's really cool. I just think it's really cool that, Jesus is the morning star, the light bringer. So for me, they're one and the same. One and the same. And that is an incredible concept for me personally. I love it. It makes so much sense, so much more sense as to where reversing the roles, where your God is, greedy and, demands sacrifice, and no, he doesn't. That's a lie. They just want you to believe that, to keep you from the truth, from finding the kingdom of God within yourself. And instead of going to church, you can find the kingdom of God right here. Right here. It's not anywhere else, but right here. So, I think that's amazing. As far as purity, I can completely understand where they come from for abstinence. I think that's a really cool idea to for how many ever days? 3 days? 3 days you stay abstinent for, or 7 days, something like that, and then you bathe in the water, spiritual waters, and then you're purified by spiritual fire, and you're literally, the alchemical wedding takes place inside of yourself, and you have that energy in you, that God, Christ consciousness, and it's just incredible. I think it's incredible. So, for me now, personally, God, Spirit, or Source, Jesus / Lucifer, are more accessible. They are more accessible. Lucifer does have more human traits than the almighty God that is very distant and is judging you and all that horrible stuff that he does. So if you reverse everything and then you put Lucifer in God's role and God in Lucifer's role, I think it makes a lot more sense. It's just more logical, a lot more logical. So by eating from that tree, though, Eve was not tempted. She wasn't tempted by the snake. The serpent, it was not a serpent, it was some sort of a freaking lizard, told her to eat it. The snake represents Kundalini. And in order for Kundalini to rise, you must, that is when you arrive at your pure Christ consciousness and you become a actual spiritual being, where you actually ascend. And once Kundalini has completely, from your base all the way to your crown, that's when the alchemical wedding inside of you can actually manifest. And you see that in the outside world as well as on the inside, which is awesome. I mean, incredible. The Spirit of Alchemy, Karen A. Dahlman, another really good example of that alchemical wedding within oneself. There's so much. There's just so much that you can, there's so many conspiracy theories, and it's just crazy. It's really crazy. But it's so interesting. So interesting to actually read and absorb all that knowledge. So yeah, God doesn't want you to not know. God wants you to know. So when Eve took a bite of the apple, that gave her the knowledge and the power to discern from good and evil. That makes more sense. That was not the damnation of mankind. That was an awakening. They awakened fully. And I just think it's incredible. And yeah, the Garden of Eden is paradise within yourself. So once you're purified by, I think you have to stay abstinent, I think that's the word, abstinence, whatever, for 7 days or so, or 40 days, whatever. And then you're purified by water, and then you're purified by fire. Alchemically speaking, just makes much more sense. I just think it's amazing. And then the Garden of Eden, though, like I said before, is inside yourself, and that's that paradise. So, does that make sense to you guys? Because it does me. A lot of sense. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Smoke in the eye, god damn it. So yeah, after all of that, and after my short story, it, like I said, it was more of a revelation for myself personally, an epiphany, and then I started to see things like, say for instance, me and my best friend, we are fine, perfectly fine now. We both acted like most mature adults should, and just let everything go. Just something within me told me, no matter what, I will always love, my best friend. And it just kind of all coincides with, that the kingdom of God is not, within buildings of mansions. There's nobody there. Sure, it's beautiful, but it's not the kingdom that's inside you, and paradise is inside you. So I kind of understand now why we make ourselves suffer, why we have disease in the body. Dis-ease, not disease. It just things make more sense, a lot more sense. So, I just think it's very incredible that the church wants to keep that from us. And, well, I don't go to church, so yeah, surely I do. Every single day. Every night. And last night, during my meditations and my visualization and with astral journeying and waking up this morning at 5 a.m., just seeing, seeing morning star come up. It's just amazing. Seriously amazing. I literally wrote last night what would happen today. Well, this morning, and it did. It was very strange. So I would consider that as a self-fulfilling prophecy. But it was a good one. All for the better and for the growth, spiritual growth of yourself. So yeah, I'm very excited about everything I've been learning and everything that, has been just poof, popping up and all this cool stuff. So, I don't know, guys. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. And then as far as being born into sin, no, denying yourself access to knowledge, being a free thinker, is sinful. Denying your natural needs, denying yourself is sinful. That's what I think. That's what I believe. And I think it's incredible once you can realize that and you can feel it and express it, and it rings true to you. It just, everything feels so much better, and just everything looks better. Like there's just a light about everything that's more, there's more beauty in life from actually kind of seeing all that and, absorbing all that. So, I think it's awesome. I think it's incredible. And, I don't know, I just have a very newfound respect for Jesus or Lucifer. So, personally, Lucifer, for me, I think they're one and the same. They're totally one and the same. As far as devil, it's nowhere in the Bible. Nowhere. And that's funny. It's very funny. Shaitan is one of them. And it simply means adversary. So, it doesn't talk about, they literally took the Old Testament literal, and they did not see the messages within the metaphors. They took it literal, which I don't think you should do. But when you actually see the metaphor behind the insanity and the crazy brutality in the Bible, it's so much better. It's so much easier to understand. It's so much more love in your heart. And I want to share that with everybody. But, that's just my again, what I've discovered as of late. I think it's incredible, amazing, how Jesus, mastered the art of magic, Message of the Art of Necromancy, Resurrection. Just incredible. His own resurrection was a metaphor for his ego dying and his true spiritual being coming, Kundalini awakening, and him becoming one pure spiritual being. So, if that makes sense to anybody. Does it? Does that make sense? It does to me, but now I have to go back and I have to reread The Spirit of Alchemy. That book is incredible. Totally incredible. I'm going to reread, I got a bit into The Secret History of Lucifer. And it's amazing. It is incredible. Whoever recommended that to me, thank you so much, because it is so much more truthful. It rings more true to my being. And it just makes you feel better about everything in life. So yeah. I just think it's very cool. A very cool thing. So, yeah, I know. Very controversial video. Very controversial. So is my last one. But, that book would not be here. We would not have brains that tell us, okay, this is right, this is wrong. Okay, we can go through the Bible, we can read. Okay, God's gonna smite you because, you've got a tattoo or a piercing or you had sex before you were married. Nope. Not gonna happen. I just incredible revelations for myself. And my blogs, if in my short stories, if you can see through the metaphors, then you can see my revelations and my personal transformation spiritually, which is, I think, even reading that and listening to that, I did listen to it on YouTube. The Secrets of Lucifer, the book, is on YouTube, and but you have to actually read it. There's no audio book. So I like to read. So I think it all makes so much more sense. So much more sense. So I that's it for today. That's all I have. Yeah. Find the kingdom of God within yourself first. Alchemically change yourself and purify yourself with water and then fire, and let Kundalini rise, and you become a spiritual being, what you were meant to be. You were meant to do all this. You were meant to be able to communicate with spirits. You were meant to be able to tap into the universal consciousness, God, spirit, source, goddess, whatever you have, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it very in depth, very just it's gonna take a long time to actually soak it in and fully apply those teachings and those lessons in my own life, which already I've been doing for years and years. Meditation, yoga, all of it. It's just, I can now say, yeah, of course I do believe in Jesus. He's Lucifer. Same thing, same person, same spiritual being. So it's just a very awesome, profound, astonishing revelation. So I just think it's very cool. So I'm gonna have to actually go back and I'm gonna read snippets of the Bible and kind of translate it, because it was not translated right to begin with at all. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, somebody asked me for a really quick history of Aleister Crowley. He was born into wealth. He rebelled against his mother. He hated his mother with a passion. His mother thought his mother took the Old Testament literal, and totally named him, literally thought he was the beast, the Antichrist. So he took on all these pseudo-names, and I really honestly see how he was treated by his family, and his very strange relationship with his father, very strange relationship there, but with his mother, I couldn't imagine having a mother to tell me, oh, well, you're the Antichrist from Revelations. Yeah, I don't think so. So he was very wealthy, very into, very sick, a very sickly person. He had asthma very badly. And yeah, his history is just, there's really nothing. I mean, sure, there's tons of books, but his history, his background, it's iffy. I don't know. Because the time periods, they're just all out of whack, completely out of whack, especially in Do What Thou Will. Very out of whack. The time frames jump. When he was not born, he was born in this year, and then he was born in this year, and then his name was, he went by so many different pseudonames, and went to the mountains in India like Jesus did. So he knew, Aleister Crowley knew the secret teachings of what Jesus was trying to relay. And I think he kind of went a little overboard and spiritually crazy with the lust and the sex without love reinforcing all of that. So you kind of spiritually die, if that makes any sense. But still having, a family like that, and being, raised to instill in your kid, well, you're the Antichrist of Revelations. There's his entire adulthood and, teen years completely screwed up mentally, brainwashed by his family, and I don't know, I kind of feel bad for him, I do. But that's my take on him. No, I don't agree with what he did, the animal sacrifice, no. He does state in his confessions, the diary of his confessions, he really did feel bad about the cat. He never confessed to killing babies, people, none of it. Just a cat, one cat is what he confessed to. And he honestly said he felt very terrible, but he did it in the name of science. He, as any growing human boy, being curious, he thought a cat had 9 lives. Well, no, they don't. So he learned the hard way. So, but yes, the drugs that he did were insane. That it was all crazy. So that's a factor that you have to consider there too. What he was on and what he was doing. Marijuana, alcohol, chloroform, cocaine, LSD, all these psychotropic drugs and just these crazy, like DMT and wow. So that would explain a lot right there. A lot. So that's my brief snippet history of Crowley. So from what my perspective, he was very responsible for the Golden Dawn. He was a part of the Golden Dawn. And then Thelema, however the fuck you say that word. No clue. He had his own tarot deck, Thoth, tarot deck. Just very brilliant genius man. But geniuses are usually crazy, or they completely lose it. So, I don't know. But yes, I think that's incredible. All the revelations within the past 24 hours are just mind-blowing. So, my new thing. When I wake up at, say, 5 o'clock in the morning, again, or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to start reading. I absorb it easier, and throughout the day, it sticks with me. So it's easier to absorb, to remember, and to retain for me, basically. So, yes. Alright guys, that's it for today. So, happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there, and the fur fathers, and the moms that have to play both roles, that do amazing jobs at it. My dear friend, she is a great mother and great father, all in one giant ball of love. So, yes, we made up. And you guys were right. I was right. You guys were right. So, everything's good. All's well in the world. So, alright guys, have a great day. I'm tired. I think I'm just taking a nap, maybe. I don't know. But everybody have a great day. And yes, go spend time with your dads. And make sure you tell them how much you love them. So, alright guys. All my love. All of my love. And yeah, this thing is like seriously like binding. Wow. So, okay. Everybody, have a great day. I love you all. Thank you for watching. And I will see you all tomorrow. So, have a great day.